Chapter 3, Garden of the Hawkins Mansion. Pierce managed to get into the warehouse. The place thought to be abandoned revealed some surprises, signs of recent occupation as well as a partly charred painting. Interrupted in his searching by Officer Bradley, Pierce convinced him to join his investigation. The police officer is willing to drive the detective to the Hawkins Mansion. I had thought I would need to go back and talk to the captain, but apparently not. The Officer Bradley is being very forthcoming. I guess it was worth putting those points into psychology after all. Enter the Mansion of Madness.
Well, here we are, Hawkins Mansion. The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
Why is the caretaker sitting there?
He's clearly not doing any gardening.
You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family, so he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
I don't believe the fire is the only reason this house is in such a state.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
It's got nothing to do with Charles Hawkins' debts.
Ha! You've already begun to nose around it, would seem. So, since you already know it, the Hawkins family couldn't afford the upkeep of this house. It remains to be seen what they did with all their money. I wager it was Charles Hawkins' travels. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
I may. I think I should be wary of.
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though, he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
You know the place very well.
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
No. Let's not waste any time.
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
Very well.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
Bradley was right. This place is much older than I imagined.
Yes. What,
The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh.
he must come here. He's damaged.
Charles Hawkins' grave. Who could have done this?
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that it was Charles Hawkins' wish.
Strange idea. I imagine Webster wasn't too pleased.
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It's said that he's devastated.
Let's go to the mansion.
Please give me a minute. I didn't expect to set foot back here after the burial. What kind of deranged individual would defile this sanctuary and steal a burnt painting?
Poor kid.
Silas doing such a thing, let alone allowing it. Even that broad baker is above that. Lord, have pity on this poor family.
Well, he needs a minute. I guess I'll go on without him. I'm sure he'll come after me. He doesn't want me to go by myself. I laid me down and I slept. I awoke for the Lord sustained me. Up since before. I have a point. I think I'm going to put it towards investigation, since I need to possibly be able to pick locks. Okay. Validate. Ah, Cat. 24. Gang boss. Boss of a gang of bootleggers, which seems to use dark water as a hideout, and always keeps an eye on the zone of abandoned warehouse on the docks. I have the impression that all the men on Darkwater fear her. Even Mitchell, the owner of the stranded whale, is reluctant to talk about her. She uses Darkwater as the point of departure for her cargoes of whiskey, and she is slowly gnawing away at Captain Fitzroy's territory. Officer Bradley, age 37, police officer. This hick cop likes order and justice. He's no great sleuth, but he seems more inclined than his colleagues to discover the truth in the Hawkins case. The inhabitants of the island seem to be friendly with him. He could help in my investigation. Hawkins Mansion Gardens. The Hawkins Mansion is perched at the top of a steep cliff. The abandoned garden harbor, the graves of the Hawkins family, and only the old caretaker, Silas Winchester, still roam this bleak spot. He protects it fiercely, and still puts flowers on the graves of his old masters. It's a gloomy place. It certainly is. Warehouse. Let's try this way, perhaps. Seems like maybe we're going up a side entrance. Door seems boarded up. I don't know that I'd even be able to get out there. Main walkway is blocked by this tree. I guess I needed to come up this way. Small sitting area. Hasn't been used in some time. Alright.
This entrance is still in use.
Oh!
Whoa!
You are trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them. Dump them into the ocean.
Whoa! You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe. Let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on Darkwater.
Grab his axe. You're hindering the work of police.
Sarah
Sure.
Hawkins' father sent me here to investigate the death of his daughter.
Webster, huh? I understand how he feels. But me? I want the dead to rest in peace. And that means kicking the ass of gumshoes like you.
Why would you not want me to help understand what happened here?
I've got nothing to hide. Tell me what you're doing here. And no baloney.
The police report describes a domestic accident. But Stephen Webster has several reasons to believe that this may not be the case.
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest in peace.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter. I just need to see where the fire started.
The mansion isn't safe. You would break your neck as sure as you're trying my patience right now.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked. And I make sure it stays that way.
Key. Very well.
No one lives in the mansion, and you don't take care of it anymore. If you have a good reason to be here, I'm listening.
There's vermin. I keep an eye out.
Vermin.
Yeah, that's it. Vermin.
Right. This is what we're going to do. I go inside, and I promise that I'll hunt vermin. Okay with you?
I'm not sure.
If there's nothing else to fear, you can give me that key.
Right. Take the key and do what you have to do. Go on, then. Just to get rid of you.
Let's see what more I can learn from this mansion.
Well, It's a close one. Silas Winchester, 64, caretaker of the Hawkins property. The old caretaker of the Hawkins family, Silas Winchester, still watches over the family's graveyard and burned-out mansion. Devoted to Charles Hawkins, whom he all but raised, he also has great respect for the memory of Sarah Hawkins and their child, Simon. His long months of solitude in the abandoned property have made him very distrustful. Silas still puts flowers on the graves of Charles, Sarah, and Simon. Key to the tradesman's entrance. I've got hold of the key that opens the door to the tradesman's entrance of the Hawkins mansion. I hope that it's worth the risk. 3 lines cut in the main shaft of the key, but beyond that, no additional markings. Standard key. Officer Brand has joined us, it seems. What is the view from here? Oh. Perhaps that's where he takes residence. Interesting. Looks like he's returning there.
Pierce, shall we enter? Now that you've finished your fun and games with Silas, we can perhaps inspect the mansion.
You're right. Let's go. Let's take a look inside.
I'm with you. Follow me. I know the place. Who left this light on?
Does not look like a natural light. Could it just be... Oh my.
The Last Supper of the Hawkins. What does this tell me?
This time I'm not going to miss anything.
This roast. What strange creature has flesh like this?
It is a bit odd looking.
This place is for the head of the family, Charles Hawkins. The boy was probably here. Smashed his plate on the floor.
Are they arguing? Or are they startled by the start of the fire? Looks like an octopus. Some sort of cephalopod. Is that right? Cephalopod? Is that the right? I believe it is. Wait. Is that what I was seeing? It is. Psychology.
Sarah Hawkins' plate. Why did she leave it untouched? Something happened at this table. An argument?
Nothing else I've missed, it seems.
Hey, Pierce. Daydreaming again?
Working, officer. This dinner table tells us a lot about the Hawkins family life.
Well, we don't have all day. The scene of the fire is next door. Silas managed to bring the fire under control. But it was
Let's see
already
if I
too
can
late
find
for
something the cops missed. Did someone escape the fire?
But who?
The child's corpse left a trace. Where are the others? Did it stop at the time of the fire? They had a fight. Why?
Let's see. What is that?
Did Sarah Hawkins lose one of her shoes? How? Was Charles Hawkins a heavy drinker? If the painting I found on the docks really came from here, how come it didn't burn?
Indeed. Did I miss something? Why didn't it change back? Did I not hold it long enough? Maybe not.
Blood. This lamp was thrown. This was no accident. This was a fight. Someone fell here. A desperate attempt to flee.
Toy.
And the boy.
So, Detective, what do you make of it?
Numbers don't match. The fire was just an accident. It was not an accident.
Much of this evidence simply contradicts the investigation's findings.
Really? Tell me about it.
Someone had too much to drink. The fire wasn't an accident.
I found a bottle of whiskey. Empty.
Charles sure liked that drink.
No glass. I suspect one of them drank heavily to calm down. Charles, most probably.
That's pretty thin. Who says that bottle hadn't been there for a while?
I can tell where young Simon was, but not his parents. Where were their bodies found?
I can't help you on that one. Charles and Sarah's bodies had already been carried away when I got here.
Without your authorization. By whom?
Marshall, Andrews, Chief West. We never deal with cases like that, you know. So... well...
It would seem at least one person fled the crime scene.
What'd you say?
That mark on the door. Someone's hand slid down there. The left side has no mark. The door was open and that someone left.
For God's sake. I mean, if it's Charles or Sarah, they wouldn't have left their son.
They would rather die in the flames as a family instead of calling for help? I don't buy it.
Oh, yeah?
I was under the impression the fire started around midnight.
Yes, Silas banged on our door around 1 a.m. Poor devil ran so hard he was almost belching his lungs out.
This clock burned before 10 p.m.
That's impossible. What you imply? Silas never would have hurt the Hawkins family. Besides, Dr. Fuller confirmed the hour of death in his report. Your clock must have already have stopped.
Honestly, you don't find that suspicious?
That's troubling, I have to admit. But I trust Silas. And Dr. Fuller is an authoritative figure. The mainland folks are damned envious that he's here with us. A brilliant surgeon, and a friend of the family. I'm sure he took the matter to heart. I see no reason to doubt his word.
So be it. Let's move on. I firmly believe this fire was more than just an accident.
Huh. What's your theory?
I think the Hawkins couple got into a fight.
You sure of that?
There's only one way to be sure.
Why? I thought there was evidence we already saw. Where are we going?
I just ask that you don't disturb anything. If Chief West found out about what we're doing, I'd be in serious trouble.
History of medicine. Collection of medical knowledge. Okay. Good. I'll need that.
These bandages are covered in dried blood. But whose? An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818.
You know that the Hawkins were among the wealthiest families on the island?
Well, it would stand to reason that that's the case.
Moby Dick, Melville's classic. The epic battle between man and whale.
A copy of the novel Moby Dick by Herman Melville. Classic, especially for a family of ship owners. Not much to see beyond that.
Mandatory reading for any whaler, I guess.
I would assume as much.
This piano is in disrepair. Looks like the Hawkins kept it more for decoration than for music. A book on the first inhabitants of the island. It seems they got here around the 14th century.
Human body. Comparative analysis. Excellent. Always good to increase your abilities. Family. Is there anything that I've picked up just now? Oh, 4, 6. has come up. 2 points, 1 point. Let's do that. And that. Excellent. Good. Nothing new here. Good for now. Broken clock. The glass of this heavy clock is broken, and the hands show 10 o'clock. It could give the time of the fire or have nothing to do with it. Smashed lamp. According to the police report, this lamp is the cause of the accidental fire that destroyed the mansion. However, blood stains on the debris tell a very different story. Sarah's shoe, partly burned. Seems like it belonged to Sarah Hawkins. Contradicting the police report, the Hawkins drawing room tells a totally different version of the fire that claimed the whole family. Beginning with the presence of a handprint that throws up the possibility of a survivor. The bodies of Charles and Sarah Hawkins left no mark on the floor, nor, to that matter, in the drawing room. Contrary to that of the child, still visible close to the fireplace. The same goes for the glass shards on the floor. A close inspection reveals the presence of blood, and several of them. On the wall, the very clear mark left by the painting found in the Hawkins warehouse confirms that the Hawkins case could be much more than a domestic accident. History of medicine, Moby Dick. The human body. Well, I think I've seen everything that can be seen here. Clock is stopped at 7 o'clock, almost 8, strangely. Upstairs. Unsettling. Anything to see here? That I can tell, just books collapsed around. Why were they stacked like this?
Greek mythology. Hecate, goddess of the dead, daughter of Tartarus, and mother of Scylla.
Indeed. What does that have to do with anything? I mean, Scylla, obviously the Scylla was the ship.
Darkwater history. This place was settled back in 1692 by two families that seceded from the New England colonies. A book on hunting whales, the island's staple diet last century.
There. What? I'll check that in a moment.
20,000 leagues under the sea. Another story about the mysteries of the deep.
And a giant octopus. Or squid, depending. I believe it was a squid, actually. There. Oh, he is still down there. Good. Alright. What is this?
There's something disturbing about this painting.
Yes. But I don't know what.
There's something disturbing about this painting.
Thanks for nothing, I I guess my investigation
There's
ability is
something
not high
disturbing about this painting.
enough. All right, very well. I understand it's disturbing. Oh. How do I put that away? On my own. I don't need it right now. Oh, well, I don't want to crouch down. All right. I guess let's talk to Officer Bradley? Brantley? Which one is it? I don't know. Let's see. Where is he?
What do you know about Charles Hawkins' activities?
Well, not much, to be honest. We all assumed the Hawkins lived on Charles's inheritance. If you're right, we should be able to find clues among the Hawkins' personal effects. Did you hear that?
I did. Damn. I wish my investigation was a little higher. Nothing to add, huh? Alright. Well, let's keep going then. Maybe I can come back. Or I'll probably find something anyway.
What could Sarah have done to make this person threaten to call the police?
Dear sir, as you know, I have always held you and your family in high respect. Unfortunately, I can no longer continue to close my eyes on the behavior of your wife. Last week she again terrified my clientele. I know that she means no harm, but you should place her in the care of Dr. Fuller. He alone seems able to make her come to her senses. If these disturbances were to recur, believe me that, although it would feel like torture, I would be obliged to involve the police. Respectfully yours, Anton Wellard. Yeah. Perhaps a reason for an argument. If she saw no problem with her behavior, and he did. What was that? Oh, officer, I kind of wish you were with me right now, but that's all right. Rats. What is it running from?
Locked. Locked.
Can't pick it, eh? What do we have here? Oh. The boys' room, perhaps.
The boys' room.
Oh. What can we discern? Huh.
A child's fort. From what threat was Simon protecting his world?
Did he need something real, or just something imagined? Huh. Monsters. For certain.
Tom Sawyer. Mark Twain. Sarah must have read it to him before bed. Sleeping pills. Strong for an 11-year-old boy. What was wrong with this family?
Nightmares. Drawings.
What nightmarish vision could have inspired them? Simon's troubles went beyond family problems. That kid saw something. Something terrified him. What will her room reveal about her?
Something that we need to save the game for, apparently. Not much else, though. Not particularly sure why. Oh, what's this?
A barbiturate prescription from a certain Dr. Fuller.
Dr. Thomas Fuller, Riverside Institute, Darkwater, Massachusetts. 07-21-24. 75 milligrams of amobarbital sodium to be taken every 4 to 6 hours as required. If attacks become too violent, add 25 milligrams of pentobarbital up to 3 times a day. Do not consume alcohol or any other medication during the period of treatment. Dr. Thomas Fuller. Take 2 Darkwater General Store. Well, anything else now?
That's a massive dose. Was Sarah violent?
Anything else in here? Let's see, I haven't had much luck with these. Ah.
Perfect.
Oh my goodness. Nothing to say. I do not want to step into that.
Despite what happened, they seem to have loved each other.
Charles Hawkins scribbled a kind word to his wife. Fate brought us together, and forever will it bind us. Anything on the back? Yeah, and scratch marks on the wall beyond the sacred circle, or whatever it is.
This ledger lists all of the paintings Sarah Hawkins sold.
Page 1 left. January to April. Boston client JF. Boston client FS exhibition. Decent prices. August. JF FS exhibition. Boston client FS. Dr. F AD. FS Dr. F treatment. Shambler. Interesting. Returned. Account book D.
It seems the last one was given for free to a Francis Sanders. I wonder why.
I really don't want to step into the circle. Perhaps this is the last thing she saw when she painted that painting before. Then we looks like the figure in the painting that was recovered from the warehouse.
Locked.
I still am not going to step into that circle. Thank you very much. And I'm going to close this door. Yeah, I wish I could relock it. Carpet is moved. Oh, those same scrape marks. They go up the stairs.
This door is locked.
Is that me?
This door is locked.
Let's find the officer. If I have to, I'll go down these stairs, but I would rather not investigate further up there without him if I don't have to.
What do you know about Charles Hawkins' activities?
Well, not much, to be honest. We all assumed the Hawkins lived on Charles's inheritance.
You're not helping.
If you're right, we should be able to find clues among the Hawkins'
their
personal effects.
Indeed.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did hear it. All right. Looks like it's down to the lobby for me. The foyer. Oh, I can't. It's blocked. What am I supposed to do? Wait, what was that? Oh. Letter of complaint. Boy's room. Was the boy able to see things like her mother pretended to be? In the little boy's room, an abandoned book on the bed and toys scattered on the ground talk about the everyday life of a normal family. But the disturbing drawings and the sleeping pills raise suspicion that even Simon Hawkins may have been suffering from mental illness. Was the boy able to see things like his mother pretended to be? Typo. Prescription. Nothing additional. Well, what did I miss? Perhaps I need to step into that circle after all. All right. Here we go.
Was Sarah Hawkins interested in the occult? What was she trying to achieve?
What indeed? Ceremonial circle. If the creature is not yet anchored in our dimension, an expulsion ritual might work. As long as the person performing it makes sure that he integrates the elder sign among the glyphs that make up the ceremonial circle. Be careful, though, because the works that describe the creation of such circles are not all proven reliability. Malleus Bestiarium, Abigail G. All right, well, seems that
locked.
Can't open this door. Now that I've seen it.
Bradley? Is that you?
Oh, no, it is not. Oh, this door is open. All right.
Is anyone there?
Oh. That's interesting. Cultist.
You! Stop!
What have you done?
Bradley, did you see which way he went?
Who? I didn't see anyone. I just heard some noise. Are you all right?
A man was hiding on the upper level. He ran when he saw me. He can't be far.
I'll cover you.
From one light source to another. I would rather the lantern if possible.
This door was closed earlier. Where did he go?
Do you really think that your fugitive came in here? I don't see any way out.
I might not see it, but that doesn't mean it's not there. Before we do this, what did I want to add it to? Was it my investigation? Hidden spots? My investigation. Yes, because there was that thing. Let's do it. Yes. I'll go back to that room later. Alright. I don't want to ring a bell just yet.
Clearly, Charles Hawkins knew Captain Fitzroy very well.
In this photograph, Charles Hawkins and Captain Fitzroy are posing with a third man. They seem close.
I wonder who the man with the glasses is in the photograph. Probably another friend of Hawkins. The Scylla. It's the boat that was stranded at the entrance to the harbor.
Let's see what else I can look at before I start poking around the walls.
It looks like an old seaway map.
Dark water. Oh, the Scylla's route. Prodigal, the Orpheus, and the Saint Claudine. Interesting. The Orpheus had an interesting route. A bit of a triangle. Somebody has added coordinates. This old sea map. They make up a journey. Nothing additional. Curious.
They look like Celtic runes. Charles must have brought them back from one of his foreign trips.
see there. Old hurricane lamp still working. I've just got to be careful. It burns a lot of oil. So I will try to use this instead. At least for now.
This globe seems to have been part of some mechanism.
Huh. I'm going to leave it for the moment.
Doesn't work. I must have missed something. As if the bookcase has been moved several times.
Yes, saw that. Plain as day. What's with this bell? Ah, oil. Very well. Alright, good. That's helpful.
This panel is movable.
Oh.
Cogwheels. They must be linked to an opening mechanism. Probably a secret passage. I must find a way to activate the opening mechanism.
That would be the globe. Force the gear.
I'd be better off not touching them for the moment.
Yeah, let's see if we can figure out the trick of it. Is the map still... Oh, what was this?
Seems like this came from a log.
47 North 70, Darkwater Island. We sailed north all morning. Captain Hamilton is confident. He says that we'll beat the Orpheus this season. May God be merciful. Sunday, 30th May, 1847. 47 North, 55 West. I preferred it when the whales disappeared without a trace. With these carcasses, we can no longer ignore their sad fate. What is eating these huge beasts? I told Hamilton that it was a bad omen. He doesn't care. Tuesday, 1st June, 1847. 49 North, 61 West. We dropped anchor near a village. The inhabitants say that the waters are red with blood of the sacred beasts, and to follow them is to defy the gods. I told them that I only feared God Almighty, but in the loneliness of the hold, I'm scared. Friday, 4th June, 1847. 57 North, 51 West. We have sighted a huge whale in the distance. Its size seems to be beyond anything known to man. It sends out an infernal song. Hamilton wants it. Wednesday, 23rd June, 1847. 33 North, 53 West. We've caught it! It's the most grotesque whale I've ever laid eyes upon. It will go into memory as the biggest catch ever. Men have died, but we have gained glory. This day will be celebrated for years to come. Tuesday, 29th June, 1847. Darkwater. We have beaten the Orpheus, returned with empty holds. The Scylla and Hamilton are only memories. Hawkins. Well, Wednesday, 23rd June, 1847 is in brackets. 33 North, 53 West. 33 North,
There must be a link
West.
with the Seaway map.
Yes, indeed.
There must be a link with the Seaway map.
I understand. 33 North, 53 West. 33 North, 53 West. 33 North, 50, 45, 2, 3, 4. Well, is it the center of this?
Looks like it worked.
Well done, Pierce.